I had many thoughts about the topic. Um, it was related to Sundays, Merle. You know, how um, Baba is explaining us that, we have to have a mind that is free from all the things of the past to become the new self that we want to be. And it's not an easy thing to do. It really requires all the different tools that Baba has given to us, because I don't think that we would be able to do that at all by ourselves. In a sense, we are having to become free from the influence of our past, from our past sanskars, our past habits, our past relationships. And it is not something that is so simple. It is not something that is so simple. So Baba has given us many tools. I would say that the main tool Baba has given us is actually Gyan, first of all, so that we can start understanding ourselves. And through understanding ourselves, we are able to start practicing a different relationship with the self. But I don't think we would ever get the power to actually change if we didn't have a relationship with Baba. So he has given us himself also to be able to have the power to go beyond the attraction of the sanskars, of all the different things that are from our old nature. And if you think about it, it really needs for us to become aware more and more of the beauty that there is inside the soul. Because the soul has got so much potential in itself. It has so much power, so much beautiful history, and so much capacity to create a beautiful present. And only if we do that can we actually start creating a mind that is becoming free from, I think, the main enemy that Baba speaks about, the contrary of being alert, is actually to be careless. So I was reflecting around how can we make ourselves free from carelessness, because being careless is something that is very Kali-yugi. And I was looking at the roots of carelessness. And I really feel that we become careless when we start identifying or being overpowered as a soul by the different sanskars that are there in us. And it can take the form of, a mild depression, or the attraction to comfort, the attraction to easiness and not wanting to make effort. So it is a very powerful thing. And I think when Baba speaks of the power of Maya, today I was really realizing how much Maya's tool is very connected to carelessness. So I was wondering, why am I allowing that to happen to me? Why do we as Brahmins allow that to happen? And how can we become free from that? So basically, all the positive sanskars that are in the soul, and that's why the main practice that Baba has recommended we have is the practice of soul consciousness. When we are soul conscious, we are not attracted to carelessness. But as soon as body consciousness creeps in, then there is this danger. So in reality, the soul dances when it's true. You know, Baba says that truth makes you dance. And when I am in a state inside of myself where I am full of the sanskars and the experience of my own true nature, of love, of peace, of bliss, of eternity, of purity, I am not attracted towards anything that would put my mind under pressure, that would allow my thoughts to become negative. So I was looking into the different tools that Baba gives us. So I would think that the main tool is start and go on using Gyan more and more in our daily life. Because I think that one of the enemies to kind of slide off soul consciousness is to enter a rhythm of non-consciousness. So we kind of do things out of habit, you know, like we, oh yeah, Amrit Vela, I get up. Yes, Murli, I go sit. But we need to get the mind alert. And also, I would say that's a word that I think Daddy Janki used to use quite a bit, sparkling, you know, it needs to be sparkling. So how do I keep my mind sparkling? I need to be taking care of my mind, of my thoughts, and not enter the opposite of that, which is automatic piloting. Because when I am in an automatic piloting mode, I do what I have to do, but it doesn't have sparkle. So then it means that I'm opening the door to many sanskars that are not royal. But it is so easy to slide from attention to habit. And so I was looking at how I can allow this, you know, this capacity. And I think one of the great tools Baba's given us is Gyan, but also he's given us the dharana of using Gyan, and he calls it churning. So it's like keeping very pure thoughts going around in my mind and intellect. And these thoughts that are pure, that are elevated, that are sparkling, they give a form of intoxication, is the word Baba uses, you know, kind of intoxication inside to the soul. And the soul then starts flying. So it's like the sanskar of keeping myself active. And I reckon that it is something very subtle to learn how to maintain a sense of divine activity inside myself. And this divine activity means that the way I look at the floor, even the dust, or even the flowers or other people, if I start using Gyan and have a relationship that's based on purity, that's based on elevated thinking, then we are creating inside ourselves a pool of power. And one of the Merlis this week, I drew my attention to the whole concept of dharana. We have Gyan, we have yoga, we have dharana, and we have seva. These four main tools that Baba gives us is amazing. Baba gives us the understanding that, he says in his words, creating a sanskar over a long period of time. So it's like sustaining the fire, sustaining the power. And if I manage to sustain that power, it is as if I was able then to keep myself above the power of the gravity, in a sense. It's like, if you look at sanskars as something that is forever inside the soul, they're not going to disappear, but the soul is becoming free from the attraction of its own sanskars. So it's a little bit like, Baba uses the term rocket sometimes. The rocket needs to fly off. We need to learn how to go beyond the experiences of this world, but we need to learn how to maintain the experiences that are connected to the subtle region, connected to Shiv Baba, connected to Brahma Baba, connected to the golden age, connected to the role that we will have in the golden age, connected to the purity that there will be in matter, in nature, in the relationships. It's like all these things, they need to be awake. They need to be like resources available. Imagine a pianist that only has two or three, I forgot how you call these things on the piano in English. If you only had three notes that you can use, you would be creating very poor music. But it is the richness, the fullness of the notes that you're using that creates the melody. And exploring is something also that I find is very related to churning and to using Gyan. And that's when Gyan, yoga, and dharana, they start to be like three tools that are interconnected, because I can have the power accumulated of my own dharana. I have the power accumulated of the churnings, of the experiences that Baba gives me. And this allows me to keep myself in an elevated stage. So the more we learn, I'm just putting the sound of my phone off because I didn't realize it was on. So the more we start, in a sense, dancing with all these different capacities. There is an image I really love of Shiva. It is the image of the multiple legs of Shiva. Of course, it's only an image, but to me, it gives the feeling of the quantity of steps that we are able to do, of powers we are able to use, of the richness of the all the capacities that Baba has. And if you look at carelessness, it is definitely a human trait. It is definitely not a godly trait. Baba doesn't have any problem with carelessness. He doesn't even know the word. I mean, he knows the word because he uses it because he sees us. But it's not part of his inner dictionary. He doesn't have the possibility of being careless. Brahma Baba needed to make the effort, and the daddies made the effort. But we, as human beings, can only take the example of Shiv Baba, whose pure nature is constantly in a state of awakefulness. You know, when we're not in a state of alert, of wakefulness, what we do is we start resting onto sanskars and habits and all these things. And I was thinking that really it's connected completely also to the fact that we have still to build a very powerful self-respect. If I was really aware of the beauty of the soul, if I was really aware of the power infused in me by Shiv Baba, if I was really aware of the amazing potential that this soul has to make a difference, if I constantly was aware of that, there are so many things that wouldn't happen in my daily life. So it's this self-esteem, self-respect are words that we use to speak about the lack of self-respect, right? But if you imagine your soul in this Sato Pratan stage, that's why Baba makes us spin the cycle. Because when I'm Trikandashi, when I spin the cycle, I can easily project myself onto this divine angel, into this divinity of the deity, into so many of the purest sanskars that Baba is infusing in us, that Baba is giving us access to. And I was thinking, you know, of a daily routine that could help me. The word routine is, again, a word that takes you to, you know, could take you to not doing it with awareness. But if we manage to create a powerful state of good habits, like, you know, churning every day, and not just whilst we listen to Murli, or just after the Murli, or just before, because many of us love reading the Murli before actually listening to the Murli. But, you know, every so often keep a different traffic control to again jump into the full potential of what Baba's offering us. I think it would be a very good cure to carelessness. And then this alertness is also coming when my mind becomes free, when my intellect becomes powerful. These are the capacity to be conscious of what we're doing. But again, we have to make sure we do not slide into guilt. Because what happens is that when we start allowing the soul to feel negative about itself, guilty about it, whatever the soul is not managing to achieve, like being an angel right away, for instance, then we are keeping ourselves separate from our destiny. It's like the aim is just in front of us, like Baba often says. The victory is just there. But when we start sliding into, oh, I can't do that, I haven't done that, I don't think I'll be able to do that, and start feeling sad about it or depressed about it, then we are again under the power of the Tamopradhan nature in the soul. So it's an amazing thing that Baba gives us so many tools, but at the same time, we have to conquer. Sorry. We have to conquer whatever we need to conquer. And conquering is not so complicated. It's almost like an action, or it's almost like switching. You put the light on, there is a switch, you switch it on. So I think being a Brahmin needs to learn how to switch from this to there, from this to there, from this to there, and not feeling heavy about whatever happens once the light went off, because this is human nature. This is exactly what we need to conquer, and Brahman knows we need to conquer it. So I was looking into having an exercise with you also of switching. So I don't know if that's okay. I would like to conduct a small meditation where we will just learn and experience different positive aspects that are so powerful that Baba has given us. Is that okay? You're ready to go for a little inner trip? Yeah.
It would be wonderful. It's just
Okay.
exactly what we needed. Thank
Good,
you.
good. So I would invite you to sit comfortably and allow yourself to be just feeling your body for an instant. Feel grateful about the air you can breathe, the earth beneath your feet. And now I open up to the divine mind that is there. Each one of us in silence can explore his or her own divinity. The mind is full of potential. My mind, my pure mind, is able to create such pure thoughts that each one will allow me to fly, be happy, be light, be in the light. My mind is such a precious tool, and being aware of my mind is such a gift that Baba has granted to the souls that are awakening to their own divinity. The mind is a friend. My mind is going to walk around the cycle with me, and it is going to be a sparkling angel mind, able to reach God, able to communicate with Baba, able to understand the unlimited wealth of virtues and the depth of the beauty that Baba has given us access to. My mind, dear mind, allow me to be aware of your amazing capacities. I, the soul, want to care for my mind. I, the soul, want to fill the mind with the light of Baba's love, with the light of the knowledge of its future, divine nature. As an angel, I will be able to have access constantly to all God's unlimited resources, purity, power, beauty, understanding. Everything is there. And as a deity, my mind will be so perfect, so smooth, so pure, so respectful, so creative and perceptive. I'll be able in the near future to reawaken my mind completely. Om Shanti. So, did you experience your mind as a pure mind? It's such a gift that Baba has given us. I feel so grateful to Baba for that and for all the resources that he is opening like a constant gift of unlimited wealth to us. And now I would like to look at the part of the heart, because it was in the title, wasn't it? So my heart is actually, the heart is in the mind. That's how some of the Gyani souls have told us. So my heart is my capacity to love. My heart is my capacity to be having feelings. My heart is my capacity to reach out to others with compassion, with respect. So the heart is like connected to the mind, but it's also connected to the awakeness in the soul towards, and the capacity to use its own feelings. And feelings are so important. We already know that Tamil Pradhan feelings drive us nuts, but we also know that Sato Pradhan feelings are the most amazing tools to serve the world. And we have big hearts. I think this is a potential in all the Brahmins. But these potentials that Baba has given us to us, he's given it to us, but I mean, he's given us for us to open, to be aware of, to use. You know, what's the point of having a car if you can't see? What's the point of having a house if you lose the keys? So Baba's given us this huge heart like him. He's got a huge heart. He loves all the souls of the whole universe. He serves all the souls of the whole universe. He loves everything that is there. And when I start being aware of my heart, because I think that it needs alertness also to become aware of your heart, of your golden heart, of your true heart, of your powerful heart. Then it's like some melody that starts playing in your mind, in your life, that give you a very different outlook to the world. And when we use this big heart, we are naturally happy. I mean, loving is such an amazing thing to do, such a powerful capacity. And as a human being, we have entangled our hearts, confused feelings and emotions. We have confused love with attachment. We have confused pleasure with what we love. And I think that's a big department in which Baba needs us to work a lot, because the heart is all powerful. It will lead the rest of the soul. But we need to awake this heart, the golden heart, the divine heart, the pure heart, the loving heart, the ever compassionate heart. That's something we really need to pinch ourselves when we see ourselves thinking little thoughts, having bad feelings. You know, it's really something that damages us. And I think that keeping the intellect as a guardian of the heart is also something very important, because the intellect, he has the capacity to choose. The intellect has the capacity to decide. So it's only if I'm aware of what's happening in my heart that I can make the difference. I can switch. And again, usually it's difficult for people to switch emotions and feelings, because that's not the way Kali brought us up. In Kali, we stay with our emotions. We don't know how to fly away from them. But Baba gave us the power to do that. So I think that this is something we all really need to learn to do. So this was my idea of having a second meditation to explore the divine heart, to explore the godly heart, Baba's heart, and to explore the deity heart. So angel heart, godly heart, deity heart. Would you like to go for that trip? Are you okay with that? All right. And then afterwards, maybe we can do questions and answers, if there is any. Is that?
Yes, I have already put it in a chat box. If anyone have any question, then please put it in a chat box so we will be able to answer them.
And it could be just questions for a conversation. It doesn't have to be questions, you know.
Okay.
The idea is to have a dialogue.
Okay, fine. So they heard it already. So we are ready for the meditation.
Great. So again, I come back to the awareness of the present. I open up to my inner potential. I am a soul. And within this soul, there is a heart. My heart is an amazing heart. It sometimes believes it's been broken in many pieces, and it has. But it's actually also a heart that is so precious because we have learned to love. Baba, the lover of the universe, has given us classes on love, and he has given us his heart to explore. God's heart is unlimited. God's heart is full of unconditional love. God's heart is a mother's heart, a father's heart, a friend's heart, companion's heart, always open, always giving, unlimited waves of love and compassion and understanding constantly flow from Baba's heart for us to fly with. We are Baba's beloved children, and his love is so much the medicine that all of us need. His loving heart is ever present, always open, constantly full. And when I feel Baba's heart, I am able to awaken my angel heart. The angel is God's child. The angel is the soul made divine through God's love. The angel heart has learned to love each instant, each soul, each element, each atom of this universe, because the nature of an angel's heart is to love unlimitedly. The nature of an angel's heart is to learn to be broader every second, to be more generous every second, to dive into the experience on the unlimited. And the angel heart creates the deity heart. The deity heart is so beautiful. The deity heart doesn't know the threat of negativity. This free, completely pure, untouched, always loving, sparkling, constantly reaching out towards every soul, every bit of its world, constantly loving, constantly free, agile, alert, Om Shanti. So it's such a wonderful, amazing heart we have. The heart Baba has is huge, unlimited. I love it when Shashiban goes into trance and brings back her messages, because it's like a fairy tale every time. And I feel I'm kind of sliding on Baba's heart and flying in his imagination. So thank you very much, Sister, and everyone for being here. So I don't know if there are some questions, if you would.
First of all, thank you so much. It was just wonderful. And you just decorated and made it so rich with the meditations. And we all felt that really we were in Baba's heart, this beautiful heart. And we need more practice, I just feel at this moment. I don't see any questions or any, okay. I just wrote it. Please feel free, but nobody just put anything. So let me ask.
Want us to talk about, but maybe you have a question, Sister.
Yeah, I was just thinking, not a question maybe, but you made it so clear that, how can we develop, make our progress, personal progress on this, alertness, not to let ourselves go to this carelessness. I think this is a very, very vital subject, because Baba also put emphasis on it. And if you can just share maybe few of your personal experiences, I think that would be a very inspiration for us.
Well, I think that the tool that Baba has given us is the tool of the intellect. He has explained to us that we can observe ourselves. We often speak in the Murlis of a detached observer, but really, I think detached observer is first an observer. It's very important to develop the habit of observing yourself, because only if we observe ourselves can we, as Baba says, check and change. And if I keep on observing myself, so when Baba speaks of detachment, it means I don't get affected by what I'm observing. Because sometimes you start observing the dark part of yourselves. And if you're not detached, you start feeling very unwell about it. But I think that we have to be able to understand and accept whatever is there, because this is the time to change. It's not the time to look good. I mean, of course, it's nice when we look good, but it is really the time to observe, accept, understand, and see what we can do about it. It's like if I live in a castle and the castle is dirty because nobody has come in the castle for many, many years, it is going to be dirty. And I cannot pretend to have a castle that's clean in 1 second, or even in 1 day, or even in 1 month. It's going to take time. And our inner castle of so many births, of 5,000 years, and 63 births out of that have been influenced by body consciousness, it is okay. It is okay. I have to reassure me, it's okay, Valeriane. It's okay. Just take Baba's light and bring it in, and that will be what will help the cleaning to happen. Does that help, sister?
Yes, yes, definitely. What you have made it so clear is that sometimes, just by looking at our dark sides, I mean, the dark spots, we become so harsh to ourselves.
Exactly.
And I feel, with my experience as well, this doesn't help.
No, not
So,
at
yeah,
all.
what we needed at that moment of time.
I think we really need to learn to talk to ourselves, like
Mhm.
I did just now. It's okay, Valerian. It's okay. Because there is a part of us that wants to be good and that's afraid God's not going to love me. I'm not going to achieve what Baba says. We start doubting and being afraid and losing hope. And all this is not good. Not good. It's very destructive. So we need to learn to be uh, like a very good friend that goes and talk to this little child that's afraid. We need to be able to talk with the judge that's so harsh. We need to be able to talk with the part that is desperate and depressed. All these things we need to learn how to um, manage them and go beyond them. But they're not going to let go of you if you don't first make peace with them. You know, it's like naughty children. You're not going to kill them, right? You don't kill. That's part of our dharma. We are non-violent, but you have to find a way to make them busy do something, or to just go back to peace. So that's, I think, something we really all need to do, learn to talk to ourselves, to the negative part of ourselves as well, and say, okay, okay, because it won't let you go until you make them peaceful.
Sorry, thank you so much for this really explanation. And I think this makes us so aware that we get used to it talking to others and give a lot of advice or sharing our ideas. But we're not, we don't have the habit of talking to ourselves so openly, so honestly, you know most of the time we just put it aside. But I think it's great we all start to really talk to ourselves.
We need to learn to care for
Mm,
ourselves.
yes.
I think this is important because we are all souls. So there is a maintaining job to do.
Mm. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, when you say maintaining, it's also part of the sustainability. We are so good for the starting, fresh starting, and then do it for some time. But sustainability is do it, as Baba says, for a long period of time.
And that's the power of dharana.
Yeah,
People who have a powerful dharana for themselves are getting more and more powerful.
yeah,
So, and we have all the topics that are a part of our dharana. So we need to really maintain the powerful self.
yeah. And Dharna is, what we present to outside. Everybody sees our Dharna. We can have the Gyan and we can have the churning and the yoga, but what everybody sees and we reflect to the outside world is our Dharna, isn't it so? In our relationship with the world and all our, family members, friends, everybody.
Well, I think it's a little bit like saying dharana. I feel is like, it's like a body. you have the skin, but you also have the blood, and you also have the muscles, and you also have the bones. So, dharana is one of these elements. If you don't have the gyan, if you don't have the yoga, if you don't have the conversation with yourself, if you don't explore things for yourself, you cannot really have dharma. That's my understanding. And yeah, it's a great thing to do. And even like with nature, one of the topics that I love about nature is developing this serving nature, so that my mind becomes like, the tool of my heart to give to matter around me, peace and love and light and beauty. It's something we can do towards people, things, but it's for us to sustain.
I think we all completely agree what you are saying. And I think that would be enough for our, go deeper and think about it and experience it. And would you like to add anything?
Well, I had taken some notes of some of the Merlis that I thought I could also, because I studied in order to speak.
Wonderful. Yeah, please, you can share with us anything you like.
And finish with some extracts. So, what is essential at the present time is the question Baba asked. The knowledge of the deep philosophy of karma has become merged, and this is why there is carelessness. Souls are effort makers, but there is still carelessness in their effort. Let go of carelessness, saying it's fine, I'm moving along, I will reach there. Those who are careless are probably enjoying themselves at this time. Those who are careless don't have any worries. They consider their comfort to be everything. So do not have any carelessness. Remain constantly alert. You are the Pandav army. Is an army careless or alert? An army means being alert, cautious, on their guard. Those who remain careless are not considered to be soldiers of an army. Do not be careless, but be with attention. In becoming equal, check this. Whatever Father Brahma loved, the proof of having love for Father Brahma is that I should also easily and naturally have love for everything that the Father loved. What was the other speciality of Father Brahma? He was always alert. He did not have any carelessness. So these are some extracts of Merlis. I thought it could be something.